Hello there everybody, and welcome back to the jungle for another episode of An Ecologist Plays Ancestors. So we are back in the game here, and we are just heading out on a little expedition with one of our friends, who's also got two of the babies on their back. We are, first of all, heading up into the trees again. We are going to just have a look around and see if we can find any hominids to replace the ones that we have lost. However, unfortunately, it seems nobody around. Okay, that brings me to the second thing, and that is that we need something to eat. And I have just realized that my hands are full. I've dropped my rock. I'm going to go pick it up in a moment. But we have found the African mombin, as they call it here, type of fruit in the mango family. I'm not sure which one this is. It's most likely the yellow mombin, which does exist today. But, you know, it says the An Ecologist, which, again, as I've mentioned last time, Latin in this game, it's brilliant that they've got Latin in it. Unfortunately, it is not accurate Latin. So it would have been, well, firstly, the mombin is in a different genus. It's not Afrae being not a genus, but instead referring to Africa. But it is in the An Ecologist family. So I would have called it, I don't know, mombin africana or whatever. But it is a type of mango-type fruit that occurs in Africa. Actually occurs more in South America, although they have been cultivated in Africa as well. So it's not really indigenous to Africa either. But we are just going to go down to go collect the rock that I dropped down onto the ground. And then we are going to go on a little bit of an expedition today. Let's see, where's my rock? There's my rock. Okay, right over there. There we go. Back. Oh, these are just the little fruit that we dropped. Okay, so our mission today is quite simple. It's twofold. We are still going to try and find a new hominid, a new ape that we can include in our group. Two, actually, if we can, if there are two. Otherwise, we are also going to go and head out towards where that asteroid fell, or that meteorite fell, at the end of our first episode last time. Okay, so we are going to head out in that direction as well. Let's just listen out, see if we can hear anything. Nothing up in the trees, unfortunately. There is something down there. And yes, that will be the green mamba. I think let's go and say hello to that green mamba. So let me actually just tag it. Oh, there's something else as well. Okay, so there's something. Let's see, what is that? That is the Metridiocurus, the... Basically, I think it means meter-long pig or meter pig. I'm not sure whether that refers to the tusks or what it refers to, but Metridiocurus being a type of wild pig from Africa. Yeah, I see you, green mamba. So on the left bottom hand corner, we can see the alert button, basically saying, oh, there's something dangerous that you are encountering, and we're going to take a stab at it. Oh, okay. Oh, we have got a very, very dangerous hominid. We've just killed the eastern green mamba. Okay. But usually, you know, with these types of things, you stab it a few times. You're not guaranteed a kill, but we have managed to very, very quickly just stab it in the head. So this then being Dendroaspis angusticeps, which is, and it says there, Dendroaspis angusticeps cadaver, meaning the dead body, the cadaver of the Dendroaspis angusticeps, which is the green mamba. Hello, piggy. I see you. I'm not happy about you being here. Bugger off. There we go. Let's intimidate it. We'll get to it a little bit later. But this is now something new for us. And if we want to become omnivorous and actually develop the ability to digest meat and plants, we have to go and basically kill one individual of every animal and eat some of its meat. So we are now basically ticking off the fact that we are going to eat oviparous meat. Oviparous meaning meat of, in this case, oviparous meaning egg-laying. This is now the meat of some kind of egg-laying individual, and we are going to develop the ability to digest that a little bit better. So as we eat this, we are going to first get a bit of an upset stomach, and then we are going to get a little bit better at digesting it. So let's just have a look around while we are eating it, and we can see we've got a bit of an upset tummy. And that's basically what will happen. If you eat something you're not used to, you can develop, of course, that little bit of an upset stomach. Always carry a big stick with you when you are making these journeys. It's dangerous, especially as early hominids. It's very, very dangerous. There are lots and lots of things that want to kill us. and we don't want to be killed, and we don't want to fall out of trees either. So best way to actually stay safe is to be up in the trees, but then of course you risk losing Kip and some of the other hominids as they fall out of the trees because you miss every single branch on the way down. Okay, we have our stick again. Now the meteorite should be somewhere to that side, so we are going to be making our journey to that side. While we are making our journey, we always check and use as many of our skills to see around us so that we develop our neuronal energy. But let's head back up into the trees. Must I admire this hominid's ability to jump up into the trees while carrying a sharp stick and a sharpened rock. It's an amazing ability. I wouldn't be able to do that. Firstly, I am terrified of heights. So I wouldn't be able to climb up into the trees in the first place. And they make it look so effortless. Okay, now we can see some smoke from that side. So that is where we do need to go. I think let us look at that point there and mark it. So we are going to just head in that general direction. I think best is to swing through this side. Now notice here, right where we are standing, there is a little plant growing up on the tree here. Now this is what we call an epiphyte, and it's a plant, it means on top of plants. So it's a plant that grows on top of plants. And I think this is maybe where I actually fell down previously, so I'm going to just skip to this side. And now an epiphyte is a type of plant that basically just grows on top of another plant. It can be a parasite. Ooh, almost lost me life here again. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a parasite. It can actually just be a plant that has its roots growing on top of another plant. Now the reason they do that is to actually be closer to the sun. Because right at the bottom here where we are, a lot of these ferns and things like that actually have difficulty getting enough sunlight. Or well, they have to be adapted to surviving in very low light conditions, which is not ideal for them. They want a little bit, many species want a little bit more sunlight. Bugger off, piggy. Go somewhere else. Let's just check around us here. Always check your surroundings. And when possible, stand up to increase the range from where you can hear things. Okay, so we are basically developing all kinds of neuronal energy. Oh, there's something we don't know. I think I know what it can be. But let's listen out. No hominids up in the trees. I find that very, very sad. Oh, there's something there as well. That's just a piggy. Always have to keep an eye out on these for the saber-toothed cats, which you can also encounter. Or saber-toothed cats, not necessarily not the Smilodon that we had in South America. Instead, these are Machaeridus, which is a different genus altogether. I think it's in a different subfamily as well. Not closely related to the saber-toothed cats of South America that we all know and love. Now, that green mamba that we killed earlier is a little bit larger than it would be in real life. Green mambas generally are not that large. Also, green mambas are almost exclusively arboreal, basically occurring up in trees rather than on the ground as they are shown here. Instead, they would be up in the trees. They really are adapted for arboreal life. Being green as well means that they are really well camouflaged for life up in the trees as well. Let's just eat a few berries and we can see something dangerous up ahead. We are going to go and poke it with a stick as well. We are going to become the apex predator in the lands over here, in these forests that we inhabit. But look, there is a very big-ass python. And similar to the green mamba, this one is a little bit oversized. Yeah, I see you. I'm running right at you with a sharp stick and poking you with it. So usually this is what happens. You kind of poke it with a stick and then it runs away somewhere. Oh, there it goes. Let's just intimidate it some more as well, to tell it to bugger off even more. Now I need a sharp stick again. I need a stick. Currently still in the area. Okay, it's gone now. Okay, where is a stick for me? Let's have a look up here. Must be a stick up here. There is one over there. Also a piggy in over here. Don't want him to run over me either because he can break my bones basically. I don't want that happening. We will talk about him a little bit later. But that rock python, African rock python they've got here, Python Sebe, oh, you see I took too long to whack that stick and I broke it completely. That rock python there, as I said, a little bit oversized, but definitely a python would pose a threat to the hominids that we have here. There are records of African rock pythons eating humans, although usually babies or very small children and people, that don't see them. But usually an adult human not really in danger of from an African rock python. They do have very long, very sharp, recurved teeth to hold onto their prey, so they can give you one hell of a nasty bite. And in theory, yes, they could eat you, but there are very, very few occurrences of them actually eating humans. But just because it's rare doesn't mean it can't happen. So we as the hominids over here have to be very careful because yes, we can be taken out by the rock python. And just to take revenge on it being over here overall, let's eat its eggs. So we've got snake eggs, serpentis ovum, meaning snake of the egg, egg of the snake, snake of the egg. There's an egg of the snake. And both of us are eating that now, and both of us are going to have an upset stomach now. Because we, again, not used to eating it. But by doing this, we are getting our hominid to become... Oh, hello. There we go, poke you with a stick. By eating the eggs, we are becoming a little bit more used to these types of things as well. So eating eggs. And those Macairidus really are they're the main threat in the Miocene jungles that we are currently in, at least. Now, Macairidus are not many fossils from Africa. They're actually a little bit more common in Asia and in Europe, so in Eurasia, than in Africa. But there are some records of them being here, and obviously it's a big cat with saber teeth, so obviously it was included in the game as a basically always present threat. So we are going to encounter them all the way here from the jungle to the savannah that we have later on as well. I'm not sure beyond that, but I'm pretty sure we will most likely encounter them as well. So one of the reasons why it's always safest up in the trees is because on the ground you have those Macairidus that can always be in an area. So you have to always stand up, listen out. There's something else that we haven't encountered yet. I know what that would be. We're going to see it in a moment. Always listen out, see if you can see anything on the ground, up in the trees. Up in the trees we may find some more hominids. Fortunately, we don't seem to have any hominids that have spawned around us, which I find very, very sad. In any case, we are basically at the meteorite. It's right over there. And whenever you do come to visit the meteorite, though, if you're playing this game, always bring all your babies with you. Because the way it works is whenever you inspect a meteorite for the first time, all the babies present... Piggy, you finally woken up. Now, go away. All the babies present when you do inspect the meteorite will get a genetic mutation. Now, those mutations are very, very useful. It's basically certain traits that you can only get through these mutations that can develop. They can develop spontaneously in your population as well. Whenever you've got babies, there's a chance that they can be born with it. But by inspecting this meteorite here, with a hominid, or with the babies present, all four of those babies are now going to have some kind of genetic mutation. We found the meteorite site, great, and we have now also found a meteorite. Yay! Now we are seeing something right over there in the water. Starbjornorsens, I think it is. Crocodile. And he is not intimidated by us at all. In fact, he isn't even turning around to face us. So, okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's just go away. The fact that he's not coming towards us means we can't actually go and learn about him because we haven't got his name, but we have got this piggy again, and let's just tell him to go away as well. And let us retreat a bit to the safety of the trees again. Now, there are a limited number of meteorites that can actually spawn in the game, and they only spawn when you find certain memorable locations. So whenever you are playing this game, always learn all the things you possibly can. So any area, for example, that you can see, and we should be close to one now. There's one over there. I actually forgot to actually discover it, but so we are going to just go and do that as well. There's one, that's the one that we actually went down to, or wanted to go down to. So we are going to go and bring down to that one, learn about it. Let's just see, which way can I fall to not die? This way! Whee! Okay, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable about swinging up in the trees again compared to last time. Okay, and let us discover this particular spot. Got a levitating hominid over there. I really like the diversity of habitats that they've got in this game. I mean, we are in the jungle, but in this jungle here we've got a low-lying area, and in it we have a swamp. And of course all the organisms that would be associated with a swamp. If you look on the ground, you will see some frogs hopping around. You've got wetter patches of soil where you can find some snails, giant land snails for example. Got the typical horsetails over here as well. Just again look out, see what we've got here. There's a piggy. There's a hominid right next to us. And I think that will most likely be, most likely another crocodile. We are going to go say hello to him in a moment. We're first going to have a quick little snack. And it is actually quite late for our hominid, so we are going to have to find a place to also sleep soon. Now this is not clean water. Okay, we first have to inspect it, and we'll find that it is standing water, which isn't that great. You'll see, there we go. We've just given ourselves a very much an upset stomach, based on the fact that we are drinking water that we shouldn't be drinking. We're not used to this, but in any case, we are just going to go up into the trees. We do want to be safe while we are taking a bit of a nap, because it is already 3 in the morning. It really is time for our hominid to take a bit of a nap. We are just going to take it up on the branch over here. So it's a relatively low-lying area, but the Macaridas and other predators won't be able to get to us over here. And our other hominid is also following our example. So let us actually just lie down and sleep a bit until mid-morning. And then we'll probably feel a little bit better as well after our sad drinking of the stagnant water. Okay, now our hominid is extremely hungry. We have just woken up, and let's have a look around. Let's just have a look. Anything we've got around here, might as well jump down, see if we can poke it. Okay, we're whacking it with a stick or with a rock, because I forgot to switch switch my stick to my right dominant hand. In any case, we have hit it with a stone. Because why not? But we also do have a lot of horsetails to feed our little expedition of 2 hominids. Oh. Obviously we are being attacked. And I have just tried to whack a Macaridus with my bare fists, because my hominid hasn't got control over his hands yet, not completely at least. And now I'm bleeding. Okay. Now, that does bring up another important thing, and that is the ability to treat wounds that you can have. So, what we are going to do is let us treat the bleeding. Now, if you leave the bleeding, you are going to die. Your hominid is, over time, going to lose a lot of its vitality, so it's going to not have as much potential health. Now, what we can do is we can take the horsetails, which we are at, so it's quite easy. We just strip the leaves off, and now we can use that and basically put that over our body to try and, well, stem the bleeding. I do believe that is going to work. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to remove the effects. There we go. We have effectively treated our wounds. It's nice. Okay, but we also want to eat a little bit more. Okay, you can see we've got quite a lot of red in our health bar there at the bottom. That's because we are extremely hungry as a hominid. So let's grab a sticky over here and let's eat some berries. Berries, good. This one isn't good, but we are going to go and eat it as well. Probably get an upset stomach. Yeah, there we go. A hominid is telling me that it doesn't want to eat that. It's going to give him an upset stomach, and I just don't care. I still give it to him. These poor little guys are really going to not have a lot of health left by the time that I'm done with them. Okay, now I am going to just head a little bit back to our home. So we're just going to go up into the tree over here. And then we're going to eat a bit of a specific plant on that side, just for fun. I don't think it actually, as far as I recall, it doesn't actually do anything to our hominid. But this poor little one over here is really not having a good time with me. So I am just going to go and head home, which is actually behind us, I think. There it is. Okay, so we're going to go in that direction. And on the way there, we are going to discover that point over there as well. Okay, so that point we are also going to discover. We're a little bit kind of upset tummy, but we're still going to be swinging through the vine or swinging through the trees because, why not? Okay, let's climb up again. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the camp, or back to the settlement of our little hominids, and we're going to go and get a new one to play as, because these little guys are not having a fun time with me. So we're just going to switch out the hominids a bit. And then we'll be back. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, we have reached a site that we can discover, so let's just first discover that, and then we will move back to our settlement. So this is the Sister Arches. I believe it refers to two specific trees. No, it's actually the rocks. I think it's the rock formation that kind of forms an archway. Okay, but a beautiful location. There we go. So there's one of the arches, and another one a little bit higher up as well. So the two arches for the Sister Arches. Okay. Again, really beautiful landscape that they've got in this game here. Now, we are getting closer to our settlement, so just going to jump through here and not die, hopefully. I'll see you again in a moment. Okay, so we've just dropped the babies off, and as you can see on the right hand side there, we now have babies with spontaneous genetic mutation. So all four of them should now have some kind of mutation, and that's going to help us in developing or evolving our hominids a little bit more. Okay, Og is going to switch over to another hominid, who's now going to have in future a little bit less of a fun time. Let's see, who have we got here? We've got Lou and Yot, I think. Let's actually switch over to Yot. He is actually the mate of Og that we have just had, or Og that we had just had. And he is going to take Ret along. Okay, so Ret, the two of them are going to be the ones going on the next adventure, so next time. So just to show you the neuronal map that we now have now got these little orange dots. These are all mutations. So the only way in which you can actually get these abilities is by having genetic mutations. So the best would have been if we actually had 6 babies, but unfortunately we couldn't find, 2 more individuals to be part of our little family. So we haven't been able to get 6 babies, because then we would have had 6 mutations, which would have been marvelous. Now, from these mutations, you can then have some kind of other developments as well. For example, this one that we've got here, this ability here, can only be done if, as you can see there, a genetic mutation will be needed. So in order to actually get that one, you must have this neuronal pathway locked, and you must have this genetic mutation, and then you'll be able to develop that. So all of these mutations will give you some kind of extra, the ability, again here as well, some kind of communication ability based on the fact that you've got that mutation and you've had that neural pathway developed. We have got a few extra ones that we can now also develop. We're going to basically do that now, and I'll tell you whether there was anything interesting. Okay, so nothing really of note yet. We have got, however, the ability well, we now have less of a chance of dropping items like we did when we were attacked by the Macarides when we are dodging attacks. So that's quite good. That really is very good. It means that when we dodge, we still have a chance that we can actually be carrying our weapon and counter-attack if need be, if we are surprised by a predator. But on that note, that is where we are going to end today's session. So thank you again for joining me on this journey in the jungle. Also remember to leave a like, comment below what you would like my hominid to go and do next. And then also I will see you guys next time. Until then, stay safe. I will see you soon.